In this presentation, you will learn about Smriti, which is an ancient Indian communication model. Smriti, that which is remembered. The term Smriti is derived from the Sanskrit root smr, which means to remember. Unlike Shruti, which is divinely revealed and eternal, Smriti refers to knowledge that is remembered, composed by human sages based on their understanding of Shruti. It is considered secondary in authority to Shruti, but critical or crucial or very important in interpreting and applying Vedic truths to everyday life. Smriti bridges the divine revelation of Shruti and the practical realities of human society. Smriti, that which is remembered. Let us look at the characteristics of Smriti. Human authored, that means it is composed by rishis or scholars based on memory and reasoning. It is contextual and dynamic. It adapted to social, historical, and regional changes. It is prescriptive. It offers rules for conduct, law, rituals, ethics, and social duties. It is accessible language. It is often composed in simpler Sanskrit or local dialects, and therefore it is accessible or understandable to everybody. Complementary to Shruti. It helps implement the ideals of Shruti in real world contexts. Let us look at the structure and classification of Smriti literature. Smriti literature is vast, diverse, and layered. It is made up of a number of genres, including history, law, mythology, rituals, and ethics. So let us look at the first one, Itihasa or history, which includes the epics. The first one is the Ramayana by Maharishi Valmiki. It is the story of Rama. We learn about ideal kingship, dharma, devotion, and duty in the Ramayana. The Mahabharata by Vyasa. It is a great war narrative with moral, philosophical, and spiritual teachings. It contains the Bhagavad Gita, a revered text or a holy text on duty and self-realization. These epics use narrative communication to teach moral values and dilemmas. Dharma Shastras, legal and ethical texts. The Manusmriti by Manu, Yajnavalkya Smriti, Narada Smriti, Parashara Smriti. These texts give us the rules of conduct. They explain the Varnashrama Dharma. It explains the duties of rulers, citizens, and householders. It gives us social codes about marriage, property, inheritance, and criminal law. These form the basis of ancient Hindu law and justice or jurisprudence. Puranas. These are mythological and cultural texts. There are 18 Mahapuranas, for example, Vishnu Purana, Shiva Purana, Bhagavata Purana. There are 18 Upapuranas. The purpose of these are to explain Vedic ideas or thoughts through legends, genealogies, cosmology, and devotional stories. They promote bhakti, which means devotion, and moral conduct or good behavior. Agamas and tantras related to rituals, temple worship, yoga, and esoteric practices. They are found across the Shaiva, Vaishnava, and Shakti traditions. Sutras and Griha Sutras, or domestic codes. The Griha Sutras are daily rituals, samskaras, or rites of passage. Kalpa Sutras, ritual procedures for Vedic sacrifices. Authorship and evolution. While Shruti is seen as eternal and anonymous, Smriti texts are attributed to specific sages such as Manu, Valmiki, Vyasa, Yajnavalkya, and Narada. They reflect interpretation, reasoning, and systemization of Vedic teachings over time. Smriti texts evolved with changing social norms and were updated across centuries. Let us understand the role in communication and knowledge transmission. So firstly, when we look at the communication element, we have medium. So it is primarily written, but also preserved orally through storytelling and performance. The style is narrative, dialogic, poetic and didactic formats. Accessibility, it's relatable and understandable, not as complex as Shruti. It is easier to access. Adaptability, Smriti can be modified based on the time, so Yuga Dharma, and according to the regions. The main function is ethical guidance, legal rules, cultural preservation, and religious practice. Philosophical and social influence. Smriti forms the operational framework of Hindu society. It establishes the Varna or the class system and Ashrama or the life stage system. It regulates family law, rituals, and festivals. It explains the moral consequences or reactions to our actions. So it explains karma. It promotes ideal models of behavior, for example, Rama as Maryada Purushottam. It serves as the bridge between metaphysical theory and daily life practice. Let us also look at a comparison between Shruti and Smriti. From the meaning, we see that Shruti is that which is heard, or rather divine, and Smriti is that which is remembered, rather human. The origin, Shruti is authorless, Smriti is authored by various sages. Shruti, the authority, is supreme, spiritual, and ritual. Smriti is subordinate but socially important or required. Shruti is oral, transmitted by oral communication. Smriti is both oral and written. It is text and story centric. The content of Shruti is philosophy, rituals, cosmic truths. The content of Smriti is ethics, laws, epics, social conduct. Some examples of Shruti texts are the Vedas and Upanishads. An example of Smriti is the Ramayana, Mahabharata, Manusmriti, and the Puranas. Let us understand the relevance. Many Hindu customs, rituals, and social practices still follow Smriti guidelines. Smriti texts are central to temple worship, storytelling, festivals, and ethical teaching. Debates on gender roles, caste, and family law in modern India often trace their roots to Smriti literature. Scholars use Smriti as a historical lens to understand the evolution of Indian society and cultural communication. Smriti represents the practical dimension of ancient Indian knowledge systems. It is dynamic, adaptable, and immensely rich in narrative and ethical guidance. While Shruti offers divine insight, Smriti translates that insight into codes of behavior, laws, stories, and rituals that shaped Indian civilization. Smriti texts are not merely religious, they are communication tools, cultural encyclopedias, and moral blueprints. Their lasting relevance lies in how they continue to communicate values, identity, and tradition through a blend of memory, myth, and moral reasoning. Thank you for watching the presentation. Do like, share, subscribe, and leave your comments about this presentation or any other topics you would like to learn more about.